Jharkhand. The name itself conjures images of lush green forests, cascading waterfalls, and vibrant tribal culture. This eastern Indian state, carved out of Bihar, boasts a rich tapestry of flora and fauna. Rolling hills give way to dense jungles, home to elephants, tigers, and countless other creatures. The air, even in the cities, carries the scent of earth and sal trees. Life in Jharkhand moves at a slower pace, dictated by the rhythms of nature. But beneath this idyllic facade lies a story of exploitation and injustice, a story that festers in the shadows of Jharkhand's natural beauty. A story that a young journalist named Ajay stumbled upon, forever changing his life and the fate of countless tribal people. Ajay Kumar, a young reporter for a local newspaper in Ranchi, Jharkhand's capital, wasn't known for chasing big stories. He was more comfortable covering local events, school functions, and the occasional political rally. His editor, a seasoned journalist named Rahul, saw potential in him, a spark of curiosity that needed kindling. One afternoon, while sifting through land registry documents for a mundane assignment, Ajay noticed something peculiar. Several acres of tribal land, traditionally protected under law, had been transferred to unknown entities. These weren't isolated cases. The more he dug, the more he realized he had stumbled upon something huge, something rotten at the heart of Jharkhand's land administration.
Land grabbing. It's been a problem here for years, but this seems different.
Ajay shared his findings with Rahul, who listened intently, his brow furrowed.
This could be the story we've been waiting for, Ajay. But we need to tread carefully. This is bigger than both of us.
Rahul, with his years of experience, knew the dangers involved. Land in Jharkhand, especially tribal land rich in minerals, was a coveted prize. Powerful people, politicians, and businessmen were known to employ ruthless tactics to acquire it. Rumors of forced evictions, forged documents, and intimidation tactics had been circulating for months, but no concrete evidence had surfaced. Ajay, driven by a sense of justice and fueled by Rahul's guidance, began his investigation. He traveled to remote villages in the heart of Jharkhand, meeting with tribal communities who had been dispossessed of their ancestral lands. He listened to their stories, their voices thick with despair and anger. Our land, our only source of livelihood, was snatched away with promises of jobs and development, promises that rang hollow in the face of our displacement and poverty. He saw firsthand the impact of the scam: families living in makeshift tents, children forced out of school, and a palpable sense of fear hanging over entire communities. One encounter in particular shook me to my core. I met an elderly woman named Sumitra, her eyes filled with a lifetime of sorrow. She told me how her family had been forcibly evicted from their land, their home for generations, by men wielding guns and claiming to represent a mining company. We were offered a pittance as compensation, a cruel joke compared to the value of our land and the emotional attachment it held. We are people of the forest, son. The land is our lifeblood. Without it, we are nothing. Her words echoed the sentiments of countless others I had met. As I delved deeper, I encountered a wall of silence. Government officials dodged my questions, documents went missing, and those who dared speak out were threatened into silence. The deeper I dug, the more I realized the vastness of the conspiracy. It wasn't just a few corrupt officials. It was a nexus of politicians, businessmen, and even some within the police force, all profiting from the land grab. The evidence I gathered was damning. Forged land titles, fabricated environmental clearances, and witness testimonies that exposed the scam in all its ugliness. Despite the risks, Ajay was determined to publish his findings. He knew the power of the press, however small his newspaper, to expose injustice and hold those in power accountable. He spent countless nights huddled over his computer, piecing together the story, verifying facts, and ensuring his narrative was airtight. He faced pressure from his superiors, some concerned about the repercussions of publishing such a sensitive story.
This is what journalism is about, Ajay. Speaking truth to power, giving a voice to the voiceless. We can't back down now.
But Rahul stood by him, his conviction unwavering. The day the first article hit the stands, Jharkhand stood still. The story sent shockwaves through the state, igniting a firestorm of outrage and protest. Ajay had become the voice of the voiceless, his words resonating with the anger and frustration of thousands who had suffered in silence. Tribal communities, emboldened by Ajay's courage, organized protests and rallies, demanding justice and accountability. The story caught the attention of national media, forcing the state government to take notice. Ajay became the face of the movement, his name synonymous with the fight for tribal rights.
Ajay's words gave us hope. We finally felt heard, and we knew we had to stand up and demand justice.
But the fight was far from over. Ajay became a target. He received threatening phone calls, his movements were shadowed, and his family was harassed. The powers that be, those who had profited from the land grab, were not going down without a fight. One evening, as Ajay was returning home from a late-night meeting, his car was ambushed. He was brutally beaten, his attackers warning him to back off, to let the story die. Lying in a hospital bed, nursing his wounds, Ajay was faced with the true cost of his pursuit of justice. You think you can bring us down with your little stories? Back off, or next time, it won't just be a warning. The threats were real, and the danger was palpable. Despite the pain, the fear, and the very real threats to his life, Ajay refused to be silenced. The attack, instead of breaking him, only strengthened his resolve. Ajay, they can break my bones, but they can't break my spirit, he declared from his hospital bed, his voice hoarse but unwavering. The assault on Ajay backfired spectacularly. It ignited a firestorm of national outrage, forcing the government to initiate a high-level inquiry into the land scam. Ajay's story, a testament to the courage of one man, had become a beacon of hope for thousands, proving that even in the face of overwhelming odds, truth and justice can prevail.